To Trade the Bear. This is another series in the education portion of our free training that we like to share with you and try to bring you up to speed on how we trade in Trade the Bear. So today we're going to be talking about support and resistance. So let me get right into that. So here we are, support and resistance. So what is support? What is resistance? What are the methods for establishing support and resistance? And what is a trading range, support and resistance zones, and then we'll take a little bit and look at today's charts and see if we can pick up where support, resistance, and maybe the trading range that we might be working in. So let's get right to it. So what is support? Strong demand preventing price from declining. So what we're talking about is when we get down into an area where you see here the green line, this is considered an area of support. A break below this area would signal that the bears have won out. So what's really happening there is, if you think about standard deviation, as price gets closer to this area, it has a tendency to rebound because demand gets higher and higher and higher the further you get away from the mean. So we're always looking for these areas, and where is support established is sometimes subjective, but for the most part we can kind of see some areas on here, and one of them is indicated in the green line. And then what is resistance? Well, resistance is the same thing basically up on the top. It's strong selling preventing the price from rising any further. So it's almost like a push from the mean, and it's going to create an environment where the sellers are going to come in and push the market down. And again, you can see here as well that we have support down below. So a break above this area obviously would signal that the bulls have won out. So what you have is you just have a lot of pressure in these areas. And so whenever price gets to them, they're going to pull back. And if you do get a push through, a lot of times with volume, you'll see a breakout, what we would call a breakout trade. So how do we establish support and resistance? Well, the highs and the lows. Higher highs, higher lows. You can see here that we've drawn a support line that started over on the left-hand side of the chart that's red, and then when it was broken down, that's where support becomes resistance. So you'll see old support becomes new resistance. And then sometimes your support will come from these trend lines, and we have talked in another video about how we establish trend lines. And again, if a trend line is making itself known as support or resistance, we need to watch these areas very closely as well. And oftentimes a trend line area of support will give us a sooner opportunity to get into a trade. So what do we mean by a trading range? Well, this is where the turning points are. So between support and resistance is what we might call a trading range. Oftentimes this will be, you'll see this a lot in day trading where you'll get a move in the morning and then price consolidates and forms a little bit of a trading range. And then sometimes in the afternoon they'll come and take out one of those lines and we'll see a breakout. And you can see now one of the reasons we love to trade the breakdowns in the market is because we get these big moves like you see in Lucent here. And then it's finding another level of support that it can work from. And then it gets a breakout as well. So, these are kind of tricky to catch, these little breakout trades. A lot of times they will head fake you. And that's why we do some things with volume and a few other things to be able to determine what those are. So what are support and resistance zones? These are areas I kind of like to use. Tighter the range, tighter the support and resistance. So especially in day trading, you'll get really good lines that you can trade off of oftentimes, where longer time frames, your resistance is going to be in a zone, not necessarily in a perfectly pointed line. And so I like to draw red resistance and green support. Each security has its own characteristics too. That's why it's important that we take time to know the securities that we're trading And you'll find this happening in Trade the Bear. We have very specific ETFs that we like to trade, and we look for opportunities to take those trades when they present themselves. So now let's take a look at the live charts. How we might use support and resistance in our everyday trading. I'm going to use an example. Let's take this, and we'll maximize it. And then let's start with time frame. Let's go with daily. Okay, it's supposed to be a 3-month daily. Let's just do it on the, okay, there we go. All right, so we're looking for areas of support, and so what I try to end resistance. So we might look at a couple of areas here. This is kind of some crazy times in the market, but that might be a level of resistance there. This might be a level here. And it looks like we're trying to form a level here. And of course we have this level down here. All right, so those are our levels where price made a move. I mean, you might even draw one right here. So, you know, we came down, we hit this level, went up, went down to here. This one here, probably gonna, let me just delete it because I don't like it. And then we have this level that's happening right here. Now, once you've done that, then you want to take, I mean, you could even go out and hit a weekly chart. You could hit a monthly chart. You know, you could start all the way out to a monthly chart. And of course, we're going to need a longer time frame. So let's go 10 years. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to go to the ES, I think. We may have a lot drawn on the ES. Well, I already have the areas drawn from the, and you can tell I picked up the monthly chart here. This is probably coming off of the weekly chart. So let's go to the weekly chart. Okay, let's go longer time frame. Okay, so you can see we have resistance that's working off of here. We've got a level of support. Let's see, let's just go right there. That's all that really matters. So here's a level of support here, level of support here. You can see we almost got down into this area and then pulled back up when we look at the weekly chart. And then here's this level here, which is acting as resistance. So you'll see I like to use zones, especially in these longer time frames. And then when we get into the daily chart, let's pop it out as well. So let's go 2 years. Okay. All right, so there's your daily chart. You know, this now you can start dialing it in a little better. Looks more like this area here is going to be predominant. And as we get down here, you can see where it made a turn here. That's going to create some support. And of course, this level right here is pretty strong. You can see where it hit it there, hit it there, hit it here, hit it here. And that's what we're dealing with right now. So we could even take and draw us a line and say right there. Let's go right there. So that's a pretty good line to go with. And then we might draw a line here. But again, I kind of like these zones. So if we're going to be targeting an area, we might use these lines. Now that we've done that, let's go look at a tighter time frame. Let's take it down to intraday. Let's see. Whoop. Intraday, let's go 20 days. And let's go to a 4-hour. Now this is priceless. I wish somebody would have showed me this when I first started trading. Because I believe, now what we can do in Thinkorswim is we can go down here and we can say hourly, you know, we'll call it, you know, we could call that one daily. We'll go to hourly now. And so on an hourly time frame, we're going to see Oh, let's get rid of those. We don't need that influence. Okay. So I think I would draw one here. And if we're going to draw, I'd draw one here. And maybe close, not too many touches here. Okay, so now let's go into an even tighter time frame. You see how we're doing this? See how we're drilling this down? And we're going to go to favorites. Let's go into a 30-minute. All right, we can see now how these levels have been dealt with. Boom, boom, breakout, come up, hit this, pull back, nice little moves, nice little moves. And then here we had, this was, yesterday was right in here. So nice little push up to this line. So this line is really acting strong. So we're probably going to want to take here and do this. And then of course I like to change the color. Okay. And boy, that's the level there. There's a level. There's a level kind of starting to form here. But you can see here 1, 2, 3 times and we've pulled off of it. So if I'm day trading, I'm probably going to acknowledge this area as well. Again, I'm going to change the colors. Okay, so then we might take this down to the 15-minute. All right, and then we're going to zoom into today. Now notice, did we have this level before the morning open? Let's back it up a little bit and see. Yeah, we did, because we had this from yesterday. Probably could even take it over to here as well. You can see that area. So let's do that. Nope, 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 nope. I want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. I want to activate. Pull this over. I'm probably going to give it right there. Just to help me a little bit. And now that we have that, watch what we can do. We can come over here to a 2-minute chart. We can take this over to hourly. And look at our zones there. So at the market's open today, we could have said, oh, look at this. Maybe we want to take this move here. Maybe we want to take this move here. A little bit of a higher low, right? We could have taken that before the market. I'm not much into taking pre-market stuff personally. I like to see the market open like it did here. Now, what was our further time frame? What was our trend doing at this time too? So we may ask ourselves, what's happening with the trend with the 15-minute chart? And then we might go into the 2-minute chart and trade it. So that's a nice little move off the support. So right in here, maybe somewhere in here, we could have entered a long position. Then we could have seen that go up, taken a short maybe. Now, the general market is in what trend right now? What trend is the general market in? And how will we know what that is? So the best way to know the overall trend is to go in, and now you can see what time I made this video and what day. So you can go out here to the daily chart real quick, and you can see we're in a downtrend overall, but short term we're in kind of an uptrend. So maybe we will take trades that are in conjunction with that day trade. So anyway, I hope that helps you with support and resistance. That's a lot more than I learned when I was first starting out, and I sure hope you understand it. Please comment below and subscribe to Trade the Bear and join the team. Learn how to become a successful, confident trader.